Hello, my name is Shatisha James, and for this week's reflection, I will be talking about foster care and adoption in the child welfare system. In general, the child welfare system is established to protect children from abuse and neglect, no matter what that may look like, physical, mental, or emotional. Um, Primarily, it is for the children, but I do feel like it's also meant to help families as a whole, parents as well. Even though at the time it may not seem like that, it gives parents resources and gives them the ability to address trauma that they may have or stuff that they couldn't fix on their own. Um, so, um, like I said, the primary purpose is to protect children from abuse and neglect, uh, but it's also to help them achieve safety, stability, and permanency. Whether that's with biological parents, whether that's with kinship, whether that's with a whole new family that's adopting them, but it is to help the children achieve safety and stability. Okay, so foster care is something that's supposed to be temporary. These families are trained to take in children who have experienced trauma for a temporary amount of time to give parents time to get themselves together. This also gives child welfare professionals the chance to work with those parents and help them get the resources that they need. The goal in foster care is always reunification, if possible. So basically, everyone is working as a team. The foster care parents, the child welfare workers, and the biological parents or guardians are all working together collectively to get these children home if that is their best interest. Um, Programs like the National Adoption, the NTI, is provided to foster care parents as training to get them ready to take on children. No, there is no handbook explaining how to be a good parent. There is no uh, there is no right or wrong way. There's a standard that we want everybody to meet, and there are resources to help people meet those. So, just like in regular parenting, foster care parents need training on how to handle these children's unique situations. Some of these children are physically abused. Some of these children are sexually abused. Some of these children experience severe neglect. So they come with trauma that may be hard to deal with. So the NTI, the adoption agency that the adoption and foster care system use to train foster parents, is designed specifically for that. It gives foster parents training on how to deal with episodes, troubled children. It provides them resources to ensure that they are what this child needs until their parents can get themselves together. Okay, so now I'll be talking about the benefits of foster care and adoptions. Um, First and foremost, the benefit for me would be providing safety and stability. Make sure children are getting their basic needs met: safe housing, food, clothing, medical care, education, because clearly they were not getting it before, which is why they ended up in the system. So first and foremost, we want to make sure that they have that, and I feel like foster care and adoption provides that. The children are no longer in the dangerous environment that they were in, so this ultimately is a good thing. Um, Wow, like I said, also letting the parents have a break that they might not realize that they need it to deal with their own personal issues. Um, Another benefit I feel like of foster care and adoption, it helps healing and development. Like I said, these foster parents take courses that they are required to complete before they become foster parents to get them ready to deal with these behaviors and these traumas that these children deal with. These are caring adults that helps these children rebuild their trust, possibly. It helps them make a routine. It provides a sense of stability and permanency. That's what helped build the trust with the children, makes them less scared. There's also services provided for them to get therapy and any services that they need. So this is definitely a big benefit of foster care and adoption. Some of the challenges, I believe the hardest part is separating children from their families. No matter what a child experiences, they have a level of resilience that a lot of people, or I would say adults, don't have. And they love their parents, regardless of what may occur. They love their parents, they care about their parents, and it's traumatic being taken away from what you've always known. These kids may not even know it's wrong. They just want their parents back. They want to be at home. And this taking away a child and putting them in foster care can cause separation anxiety and different stresses. And sometimes children don't end up with their siblings, which can also cause issues of separation loss and create more trauma. Depending on the city or the town, children may be sent into homes with people that are of different nationality and races. And that's something to think about, even from one town to another. So these children are essentially losing their parents, their siblings, their schools, their communities. Everything is all changed. So that's probably the hardest part, and definitely a big challenge with foster care and adoption in the child welfare system. Even though we may feel that we're helping them, we are causing them trauma all the same. Another challenge is emotional behavioral needs. Like I said, these children have experienced trauma before they were taken from their parents. And this can look different: physical abuse, emotional abuse, neglect, domestic violence, substance use, and substance abuse. So experiencing this your whole life like it's normal, it can change. It can affect those children's development, in the way that they interact and deal with other people. So this creates attachment difficulties, depression, anxiety, aggression, and even distrust in the adults that are there to help them. They might not necessarily see it like that. So even though it's helping the children, it's causing them another trauma. So this week, when we learned about the NTI training, it's very informative and very helpful for foster parents to address these challenges. While we're thinking that we are creating a better life for these children, they are still losing something essentially that they've loved. So it's always a double-edged sword for the child welfare system. People are going to love it. People are going to hate it. Even though best intentions are meant, it doesn't always work out like that. I do believe that the benefits outweigh the challenges if we have the right people fostering and adopting for the right reasons. You aren't your circumstances. You aren't your parents. And anything can be changed to make your life better, for the better. So, yeah, that's what I learned this week.